Hi there, good morning, parents. And I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video and be informed as to what's going on here at MCA with our basketball program. We're excited for the upcoming season, but there's a lot we want to make sure we communicate. And communication is important as MCA continues to grow. We want to make sure we're communicating as effectively as possible. Um, so I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be informed and to help us in our communication. I know you couldn't make the meeting last night, and that's okay. I understand it was short notice. My apologies for that, but it's just been a busy schedule these next couple of weeks, and that was about the only time we could find for us to have that meeting. And we wanted to make sure we had it before our first practices began. So I appreciate you taking time to watch this. Um, a couple of things. We passed around some parent information sign-up sheets last night, and what we're asking is if you could get your information, both your husband and wife's cell phone numbers, as well as email addresses, to your athlete's coach. We would appreciate that since you couldn't sign up with the sign-up sheet. If you could just text those to your coach. If you don't know your coach's cell phone number, you can always email me at lucas@faithwv.org. That's lucas@faithwv.org. Um, we began by talking about some of the requirements that we have for participating in not just basketball, but all of our athletics. Um, so let me just take a minute to remind you about those. First of all, is academic. We do have academic requirements and eligibility. We do require that students maintain a C average with no Fs. We take progress reports and report cards, and those are the times we check those, and then they'll have a certain number of weeks to get that grade up. So C average must be maintained, and no Fs in classes. Also, we have the requirement of having physicals. Have to have a doctor's note physical saying that you're cleared to play. And you've heard a lot about this. I said this the first night of our orientation. You've maybe even gotten letters home. Cardinal Pediatrics has graciously um, agreed to come, and on Thursday, October 19th, they're going to be here at MCA from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and they're going to perform physicals that day for our student athletes. So it really is a convenience for you. There's no having to get an appointment. And so if you want your child to participate in that, it is $20. Again, you don't have to worry about taking them out of school, getting them to a doctor's appointment. We do have the physical forms available here in the office if you want to fill that out ahead of time and send that with your child on the day of those physicals. And we'll send some reminders along the way to make sure you're well informed of that. Well, the third and final requirement is our athletic fees. It's a $100 athletic fee. That's for all sports. You don't pay per sport, but that money needs to be turned into the school office by Monday, November 13th if your child is playing basketball. We will not be distributing uniforms to players unless that is paid in full. Okay, so thank you for your help with those things. Those are the only requirements we have for participation in our sports, in our athletics here at MCA. I led off talking about communication. Communication is huge for us, and as we continue to grow, it has to be. It has to be very important. There's a lot of different people involved and a lot of things going on. To help us with our communication, many of you have already signed up for our Rained Out app that is available, and we're able to send mass texts out through that website. And so what we've done is we've created different groups for each basketball team. And so the girls team, the middle school girls team has a group, and the varsity girls team has a group, and the same with the boys. Each group is designed for each team. And that gives the coach an opportunity to be able to send mass text out to the entire team without having to worry about those unwanted group messages, group texts that seem to go on. Plus, it's very difficult for coaches to continue to type those numbers in every time and put those contacts in. So this is just an easier way. It kind of streamlines our communication. So what we've asked, if you are a parent of a middle school girls basketball player, you need to text the keyword MS, that's M as in Mary, S as in Sam, Bland, Bland, as in Mitchell Bland, your coach, MS Bland, to the number 84483. Okay, 84483. And this will be the same number for all the groups. You're just going to text that keyword to that number, 84483. And you should get a notification saying you're subscribed to the middle school girls basketball group. If you're a varsity girls basketball, you need to text just the regular word bland, BLAND, to 84483. For the middle school boys team, you need to text the word Linkus, LINKOUS, to 84483. And for the high school boys, you need to text Lucas, LUCASV, and again to that same number, 84483. If you have any questions, please feel free to call, text, or email. But this will allow you to receive texts and emails from your coaches. If you want to reply, you have to reply to your coach directly. But this will really help us in being able to send out information quickly and easily. And each coach will have access to that and be able to utilize that. Obviously, if there's any other problems or issues that need to be discussed with a coach, please address it privately, separate from practices or games. And you can do so by texting or calling. And if you don't have a cell phone number for your coach, they will provide that for you here shortly. If you need my cell phone number, I don't mind putting it out there. My number is 724-549-3338. 724-549-3338. As far as schedules go, what I said last night was there's no such thing as a perfect schedule. This is my first year trying to schedule basketball games, and not only was I scheduling basketball games, I was scheduling for 5 teams, and we don't have a gym. So it made things very, very interesting. And so I'm just going to say thank you in advance for your understanding and for being gracious. This schedule is always subject to change. Of course, in the wintertime, we have things like snow and things like that could possibly cancel games and postpone games. But please understand that what we're giving out now is as much as set in stone as we can at this point. We don't foresee any changes. But you never know, especially without having our own gym. You just don't know how things could change. Getting gym time in Morgantown is very difficult. We do have 3 different gyms that we're going to be using this year. We have the little small gym here at MCA that will be utilized for some practices. We obviously have our gym at Kelsey Moore at Morgantown Bible on Brookhaven Road that we will continue to use. But we're also adding a 3rd gym this year, and that is at Pierpont Church of the Nazarene up on Pierpont Road. And so that'll be used for a couple of games as well as middle school boys practices. So the schedules are available. We will make them available by putting PDFs on Facebook, and you can click on them and you can print them as much as you would like. One other thing about this is also we need to deal with transportation. We want to make sure that there's no problems with our student athletes getting to games. So anytime there is school transportation provided to games, we are requiring all of our student athletes to ride provided school transportation to games. Again, unless otherwise instructed, if it's a close away game that's later on, we may not take school transportation. We may just say meet us all there. You are allowed to ride home with parents, but you need to sign out first with a coach. So we are communicating clearly, and we all know who's with whom. So transportation-wise, that's what's going on. Then lastly, we have a number of tournaments and overnight trips that are going to be going on this year. Some will affect some players, some affect all. If you're a middle school parent, the only overnight trip you need to worry about is the end of season state tournament. We do plan on taking our middle school teams to the state tournament this year. Unless something changes, we will let you know. but that's the last weekend of February, as you'll see on the schedule. And we'll give you more information about costs and things like that as we get closer to that. But our other tournaments and overnight trips, we have the end of November, beginning of December. Our varsity boys and varsity girls will be heading to Pensacola Christian College in Pensacola, Florida, for a tournament, and they're guaranteed to get 3 games down there. We're asking to help subsidize the cost and cover costs. We're asking players to pay $75 each, plus the cost of meals on the way down and on the way back. So $75 will cover all your lodging and your meals while you're there, and also help cover the fuel for the vans and things like that. In December, during Christmas break, our varsity boys will be participating in a public school basketball tournament in Purchase Line, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour and 45 to 2 hours from here. There is no cost for this tournament. Matter of fact, the lodging has been taken care of. It's free. And the meals are provided by the host school after the games. So the only meals that you'll need to take care of for that is probably just breakfast and lunch on Friday of that tournament. So just be aware that's the Purchase Line tournament coming up. Then in February, I think it's the second weekend in February, we do have a Friday night, Saturday overnight trip to Victory on Friday night and Seneca Trails on Saturday. And that's going to be probably about $25 for lodging plus dinner and lunch cost for that. As we always say, we don't want money to be a reason you can't participate. Okay, these things we're trying to help cover our costs with as much gym time as we have to rent. We're looking at about $10,000 in gym time rentals this year. So if you could help us out with these things and help set aside some of these costs, we would appreciate that. But if there's ever a reason you can't come up with this money or there's a problem, please make sure you communicate with us. That's all we ask, that you would do that. And then, like I said, the state tournament at the end of the year we'll send some more information about the state tournament as we get closer to that. The last thing is there were a couple questions at the end of our meeting last night, and one of them had to do with the tryouts and evaluations for the high school boys team, because there are so many boys signed up for basketball. I think we have 18 boys signed up for basketball in 9th through 12th grade. Obviously, we can't put them all on one team. That wouldn't be fair to them, and it'd be a nightmare trying to get them into a game. So we do have a JV boys team for the high school, and we'll be taking the first week of our practices, October 30th through I think it's November 4th, and we'll be using that week to evaluate players and see what is best. And so on Monday of that week, we will post our list as to who is on which team. And Mitchell said he will do the same for the girls as far as middle school and varsity as well, because some of the middle school players will be playing up on the varsity team. I think that's everything. I think I covered everything I covered last night, and actually probably even added a couple things that I remembered. Once again, thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you have any questions at all, any concerns, anything I can do to help you, I'm happy to do that. Please call me, 724-549-3338. You can email me, again, lucas@faithwv.org, and would be happy to help you in any way I can. Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and we're looking forward to our first practices. Practices begin October 30th, that Monday, and the boys varsity and JV will be practicing from 4 to 6 at Kelsey Moore. We do provide transportation from the school and back to the school for boys basketball. Girls will be practicing from 6 to 8, and the middle school boys practice from 4 to 6 on that Monday here at MCA. Okay, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day.